Good morning, traders. This is Ed Carter with the Trader Vision 2020 Featured Trade Idea, the setup and trade plan for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2018. Today's featured trade idea will be HAL, Halliburton. Let's take a look here. Well, first, let's get rid of the fib lines, make it easier to see. So Halliburton has been in a long-term downtrend since at least the spring, and as of the first part of September, first few days of September, the bulls stepped in and started a very nice, strong rally and broke into a rounded bottom breakout here towards the end of last month. It came up to this resistance level and is now pulling back, taking profits off of this run up and trying to hold the 50, and it has successfully held the 50 and put in a nice hammer on Monday. So we'll be looking for follow through and a breakout here of this resistance level with a run to continue on up along the trend line to the 44.80 area and the 46.30 area, which should be about the target area, which is always in the area of the 200 simple for a rounded bottom breakout. Let's go out to a larger chart and see if we can't get a better read on these levels that I've lined out here for us. So obviously this first one makes perfect sense. This is the breakout level that I'm talking about. You can see how it's acted as support in the past and resistance over in here, and resistance recently. The next level up here is along the highs up in here and support there, and highs up in here, support and resistance, quasi-resistance here. It's not supposed to be to the penny. It could be up a little bit, it could be down a little bit. And the same thing with the next level up. Support and resistance at multiple places across the chart. Sometimes you get a little bit different view if you go to a weekly chart instead of 8 days. But again, you can see that here's a lot of support and resistance on the breakout level. There's a lot of support and resistance across this first target area, and then that second target area also acts as a lot of touches as support and resistance. So those are the primary levels I'm looking at for this particular ticker, and let's see if we can't plan out a trade. So HAL reported on 7/23. That means we have about 3 to 4 weeks to make those two targets we have in mind. We've got 4 bullish conditions and 2 bearish conditions. The short-term market bias being bearish still, and the long-term symbol bias having not flipped over yet from that downtrend to bullish. We don't have any particular signals. We do have the rounded bottom breakouts and the higher highs and higher lows and higher highs working for us at this point. Tons of liquidity. Let's plan this out here with 1 entry, 2 target exits. So let's say that our entry is going to be, I want it to be above this line. Let's look at this again. If that's 41.40, let's call it 41.50, just to be conservative as a entry, and with our stop down here about where the 50 is at the moment, which is 40.34. I would buy that. It could be a touch lower underneath the body of yesterday's candle, but let's go with 40.30 and call that good enough for today. Yeah. And our first target up here about 44 Oh, we'll try 75. Now we could crowd that a little bit more, but let's try 75. And then up there about 46.25. So it says we can do 125 shares. Let's look at 120 shares. That may be too much. Yes, it is. Let's look at 100 shares. For this account, that will squeeze us under 4%. And we'll go ahead and take that. So we got a $4,150 position size. If we take half off at that first target, we would make 7.83%. We would make 2.71 to 1, which is great. We would not quite make our entire trade goal at that level if we had to take the trade off there. Again, remember, these target levels are give or take. They are not meant to be penny wide. They are areas. So theoretically, we could squeeze a little bit more out of this. If we got 8.43% or $45, which is another 20 cents, another quarter, let's call it, which is just there, just above that first target, we would be able to make our trade goal. However, if we sell half at that first target and hold on to the remainder to that second target, we pick up about 11.5% on that second leg, which would give us $400 profit overall and a 9.6% profitable trade. So 3.3 to 1 overall, risking 120 for the chance to make 400. That will be our trade idea for today. HAL, H-A-L. Please evaluate this against your view of the market, your trading style, rules, and criteria. If you do decide to take it, I wish you the best of luck. If you like these videos, please hit the subscribe and thumbs up buttons below, and also the little bell icon, I guess that notifies you of the next post. And regardless of whether you take the trade or not, we hope to see you in the trading room today.